Thanks for dropping by. In today's video, I'm answering a question that was posted on Facebook. And that question was, how do you copy and paste clips from one timeline to another? Now, if you're working in the same project and you can pull that information from the media pool or take it from the source viewer, then you could use the place on top. If you just want to copy and paste, it's not as intuitive as you first think. So let's look at how to do it. And first of all, I'm going to do it from project to project, and then I'm going to do it from one timeline to another timeline in the same project, so I can show you stacked timelines. Inside the Davinci Resolve Project Manager, I'm actually using the training projects from Blackmagic, and the link for all the Blackmagic training is in the description. Before I open any projects, I need to come to a blank area, right click, and I need to check I have selected Dynamic Project Switching. This allows me to open multiple projects in RAM, in memory of my computer. Now be aware that if you've only got 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes and you open two very large projects, this is really going to slow your computer down because it's hogging that RAM that you would use for editing. Once I know I've got dynamic project switching available to me, I can now open some of my projects. I'm going to start by double clicking and opening the glass blowing project. I'm then going to press Shift and 1 to bring the project manager back up and come to this beginner's guide and double click this. I now have two projects open at the same time in memory, and I can tell that by coming to the top of the screen, selecting where it says beginner's guide, the little drop arrow, and under here I can see my other project. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take these clips here and move them to my beginner's project as B-roll. The reason I've chosen these clips is I've got a clip without audio, I've got a clip with audio, and I've got a clip with some text on top. I'll right click and select copy. I'm moving back over to my other project, the beginner's guide. I want to place these as B-roll on the top, above the video track and below the audio track. And I've changed these clips to pink so we can see what happens when I paste them. If I just paste them, what happens is they want to paste in the same track as what they came from. So they will actually change the edit and overwrite on that track. Now I don't want to do that, so I'm going to press Ctrl and Z to go back. First of all, we need to have some tracks to paste them into. If we come to the track header, right click, we can add tracks. We can add and choose the number of video tracks. So I want one video track above video track 2. I then want to add an audio track, but I want to add this audio track below audio track 3. I also want this to be mono, and then can add the tracks. Now here is where it makes a difference. When you come over to the header, I want to place this B-roll in track 3. And the way to do that is if I come to the Alter selector, hold down Alt or Option and click, it will just set that auto track selector as armed. If I do the same with the audio, come to the audio track, Alt or Option click, and now I've only got video 3 and audio 4 selected. If I now right click and paste, it will paste from that track upwards. And with the audio, if there was more than one layer of audio, it would go down. And this means it doesn't affect the original edit, it just places these on top and we can place them exactly where we want. In this second part of the video, I'm going to show you how to copy and paste between timelines within the same project, and that's so I can show you the stacked timeline system that's available to us. I'm going to open the Cattle Ranch project, and in here we've got several timelines. We can actually see the timelines by just going above the viewer, and we can see the drop-down menu here where we've got all the different timelines inside our project. Now the easiest way to do this is if we stack the timeline. So if we come over to the left hand side, we can see the timeline view options, and we can select this one right at the top, which is stacked timelines. Now this actually puts them by default into tabs. So we've got tabs here, and we can close the tabs, we can add new tabs, and we can open up timelines in here. But what I prefer is if I close this and come over to the right hand side here, we've got this little option to put them on top of each other, and this just makes it so much easier copying and pasting. I can come to the lower one and I can select my timeline here. So I'm going to take the secondary timeline. I'm just going to lift everything up to give you some room And what I want to do, I want to take these clips that are up in this top timeline, these pink clips, and I want to paste them and bring them down to the secondary timeline and use them as B-roll as we did before. I highlight them and I'm going to copy them. But now what I want to do, I actually want to place it in my timeline. I want it here in my timeline. I want a new track up here with my B-roll from my other timeline. Again, I need to have tracks to do this. So if I come to the track header, right click, and I can add track. I want one track above my video 1, and I want one track below my video 2, and I actually want this mono again, so I can add the track. I then come over to the track header, and I come to the auto track selector. On the track I want to paste to, hold down the Alt or Option and click, and do the same with the audio. Come to the track selection, hold down Alt or Option and click. I can now paste into this area, and it will paste exactly where the playhead was onto my tracks. So that's how you can paste from project to project and from timeline to timeline, just using copy and paste from inside Davinci Resolve. If this kind of video is something that you like to watch, then please like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you next time.